Seajet's ferry Sporades Star coming in over from Tinos or Mykonos this morning into the port of Ermoupoli, Syros. Unfortunately, Mykonos had too many ships coming in. Our captain made a very wise decision a few weeks ago prior to this trip to take us to Syros instead of Mykonos. So we're going to be in Syros for about 6 hours today. We had a long trip down from Thessaloniki, and we knew we were only going to be here really for the long part of the afternoon. In the distance, Tinos, and somewhere farther in the distance, we passed it earlier this morning, Mykonos, and we saw a number of ships already there. Looking at the beautiful South Aegean. So, as usual, we're going to make the most of it. I've been places like Santorini for just 3 or 4 hours and managed to have a really good time. Get in a car, drive around, just make the most of it. So we're going to do that again today. So shortly we'll be coming into port. I think they're giving the ferry precedence, and after the ferry comes in, so shall we. So we'll see you in Ermoupoli. As the tanker and the Seajet's ferry depart into the distance, we arrive in the port of Ermoupoli, Syros. It's right at 12:30 in the afternoon. So it looks like we're still going to have a good 6.5 hours to get out and explore. Ermoupoli is a lovely town by the look of it. Having never been here before, I'm looking forward to doing some exploration. And Kalispera from Ermoupoli. We're now in the main port area, the Kedro of Ermoupoli, and we're going to take a walk around the port. Lots of little cafes on one side and more tables on the other. Great option for lunch. It is just after the lunch hour, a little after 1 in the afternoon. We arrived on time and have a fair amount of time to spend here. In my mind, this is a far better option than Mykonos. I've been to Mykonos any number of times. And if you've never been to Mykonos, you have to go. It offers a lot of interesting exploration, but this is a new one for me. I'm not sure that I'm going to get a full education on Syros today, but I'm going to make an effort. So we will come back to the main port area because I want to check out this vintage yacht here. Is intriguing. Not that one. That one. A vintage yacht. Looks like the Hasabi 2? I don't know. I'm going to have to get a closer look. And get a little bit more of a look too at the shipyard over there, as close in as we can get. But I see a path that I think takes us off the port and up into town a little bit, so we're going to go that way. This town does go more or less straight up a hill here, so though we're on the flats at the moment, I think we're going to be taking the stairs here before too much longer. At a little crossroads with a lot of little shops. I think this island is a treasure. already. Marble streets. And really pretty buildings. Really nice architecture here on Syros. I head over this way for just a minute. One of the things I've got to do here in Ermoupoli is change some money, and I see a bank, so let's see if they're open. The lights are on, is a good sign. Yes, we're going to the bank. Well, the wait at the Alpha Bank was almost nothing, so we're in and out of there in about 5 minutes, and we're back up the street. Incredible architecture here on Syros. Syros, I think I may have mentioned, but if I didn't, I'm glad I'm doing it now, is the municipal capital of the Cyclades Islands. So there are a lot of government buildings here, as well as other businesses, maybe that are headquartered here. I don't know why I've never been here. It's really spectacular. We just passed the town hall, a slightly needy building for sale. We're just making our way up the street. Gorgeous day, beautiful blue skies. As we head up the hill. Even the new construction matches the old. Good for the Greeks. Here we have another project. They may be working on it. We may be a little late to save this one. Somebody may have taken it on already. Looks like it. Fantastic. The Promotional Center for Cyclades Traditional Products and the Chamber of the Cyclades Islands. We're coming up to a big square, or at least a traffic intersection, as we continue to ascend. Pretty cathedral. Very colorful houses and buildings here. Looks like we even have a consulate over there. The trip up the hill has been fruitful thus far. And survey says, Consulate of France on Syros. Scooters running up the hill, slowly but surely. Interestingly, at the very top of the hill is maybe not an ancient wall, but an older one, and it has a rather large hole in it, indicating that maybe it was the site of a battle, or at least the recipient of a shell. So, the Germans were here in the 1940s. Damages probably first be attributed to them. And then before them, of course, the Turks and the Venetians are kind of high on the list. The Italians as well, from time of the Second World War. Looking up another little lane. We could explore lanes on Syros like this for hours. Another scooter approaches, and he wants to come up, and he's going to come up to these stairs. No, he turned off. But on these stairs are little ramps. Ostensibly the only way to get a vehicle delivery up these stairs. And I'm sure the scooters cheat as well. Another set of stairs without ramps. In terms of the layout of Ermoupoli, very, very similar to that of Mykonos. It goes straight up. And there are some of the little concrete ramps improvised on top here. A much steeper set of stairs. We may get to those. As is common here, somebody hears me giving a little talk in English. They want to stop and chat, and that fellow was a retired sailor, probably on a freight hauler or cargo ship or something like that. And his English was better than he gave himself credit for being, certainly better than my Greek. So I get very easily tripped up, and he was doing much, much better. But he had been a sailor for many years, hitting a lot of ports on the east coast of the United States. Lots of stairs. Syros is not only the seat of the Cyclades, but it is also probably, in this beautiful old town, has more stairs than even Mykonos does, going up the hill in so many different directions. As we get a little higher, another project worthy of renovation, in keeping with so many of these other pretty buildings. Yet another. Opportunities abound in Ermoupoli. I'm not quite sure which way to go at this point, so I think we'll take the stairs. Novel idea. Hope the view's good up here. So far, we've come up quite a ways. About time to catch my breath. Just some of the area that we've just come up the hill in the old part of Ermoupoli. And we're wheeling around now to take this street without falling over. and see where it goes. So far, the view's been pretty good. A lovely little residential area. The Resurrection Church. Far up those stairs. Way to get your exercise on a Sunday morning. We may make it up there. I don't know yet if we're going to try to do a little driving. And a bridge over the stairs that come down from the side. And like so many others from this street down, seem to go almost down to the level of the water. Definitely a town committed to its cardio. We're gonna at least go to this vista at the where the cars start to looks like the cars are starting to go down the hill. I'm just fascinated by being right in the middle almost of the stairs going up and down. Down there is the customs house, the port, and staring at us, the ship we just came in on. Open shelter in case of emergency, indeed. We have basketball courts. But moreover, we've got a vista of this hillside where a lot of what appears to be a lot of new construction going on. And then a monastery up on that hill. Let's see if I can get in on it real well here. So a monastery, cell towers, a small windmill, and more residential development there. Sounds like school's in session down the hill as well. Eventually, all roads lead up, and I think what we're going to do is take this broad set of stairs up to the Resurrection Church. Here we go, yet again. A lot of these stairs appear to be fairly newly done, and they're really done well. They may have been taken out and redone. There may have been some kind of cataclysm here where even though there's a lot of older architecture, there's also a lot of new development, a lot of new construction here. We'll just go up to the side here. It's a little easier going. So I think rather than having you listen to me breathe heavily, we'll just see you from the Resurrection Church. For those who might not be able to make it all the way up the hill, a small chapel is found here on the side of the hill, along with someone's dog. And we'll just capture a little bit of it and resume. We also have a potential house. If you want to live next to it, you might be able to. Back to the chapel. And now, back up the stairs. You know, I wasn't going to say it, but evidently this is the Acropolis of Syros. And unlike the Acropolis of Athens, where you have temples, the Acropolis of Kavala, where you have a fortress castle, here you have a beautiful church. And we're still making our way to it, but we're getting very close. A slightly narrower set of stairs. Just below the church here, we're in a little park with some of the best views of downtown Syros. At the shipyard, unfortunately, this one house blocks a lot of it, so we're going to get to another vantage point yet. But the church downtown, which we walk past on the stairs, is also visible from here, and then out into the Aegean, as with everywhere else here. And the mountains well beyond. From the side of the Resurrection Church, a little better view of the monastery on the higher hill, just above it, as well as the radar and cell phone, etc. station higher up than that. Blocked only by a few trees surrounding the church. Another spectacular vista at this elevation, and looking way down at the shipyards. We climbed that hill together. We did a good job. So, the front of the Resurrection Church, high up on the hill here in Syros. And a little building, no doubt related to it here. So we'll just do a little bit of a run around. I just wanted to point something out here. If you don't want to climb the hill or rent a car, you can always take the bus. Schedule looks somewhat regular, so you can make it up here eventually. Greek flag flying in the light breeze. Really is a nice day. I'll tell you, so on this entire trip, we have not had, for better or for worse, a drop of rain. My umbrella has remained in its little hole in one of my tote bags. Going back to the backside there isn't going to afford us much of anything, so we're just going to go this way. And we have a little water fountain here with a Station of the Cross. And we also have, I saw these just a little while ago and then immediately forgot about them. We have some relics of coastal defense, some cannons down here, and there was another one just up above by the side of the church. So maybe excavated off the hillside. I don't think this church is particularly old. We have a dedication here, 1997, 1998. I saw another one, 1986. So, we're going to head down these stairs. A welcome change after the climb all the way up. And we'll take another set of stairs back down into the town. And we'll see about maybe picking up a car and doing a little bit more exploring that way. Just a set of stairs down by a house. What we're looking for here is the view. I think in order to see much more, we have to go down quite a ways. There is that wall from the other side that had that big breach in it. I'm not sure why that was like that. And I see, but you may not be able to, down that hill there. Pretty spectacular. But I think at this elevation, we're really at the top of anything to see other than a few odd houses and some other small structures built really what's at the top of the hill here. And this is the retaining wall for the surrounding area around the church. So we're going to head back down and we'll see if we can't find anything interesting along the way. Look at that, all the way down from this point. Back down in the level of the cathedral square, we have what I believe to be a war memorial in the square surrounded by Greek flags. We are here at the cathedral. I do not believe the cathedral is open today. or at least not right now. So we're going to proceed back down to closer to the port after having come down a variety of stairs, different ones that I went up. I think we got real lucky and picked the best way up the hill earlier. So the sound of scooters, the sound of the Greek Isles, the smells are olive oil and two-stroke oil. Lots of cars and scooters right as I want to go by, of course. And we're headed back down again through an area with just great architecture, amazing. Syros is incredibly well maintained by the look of it, having gone up a lot of different stairs and down a couple of different sets of stairs. Everything going up the hill looks almost brand new. Not necessarily the houses, but the infrastructure, the stairs and pavements, just terrific. A newer bus. So there's the bus. Ostensibly the one to the top of the hill, since it's on its way there. And we're coming back down into more of a shopping area. Art and design craft store. Doing the best I can with limited Greek, and they don't have a lot of English on these signs, except for the tattoo store. But I'm really going to have to do some looking into things about Syros, because I am amazed with a lot of the things that I've found here. A really neat place. I am very impressed. This is far more than I had expected to find. And it's one of those places like Patmos and Chios, which I'd never been to, but to which I will definitely return. Well, greetings from Mykonos Square. This is pretty much the center of town for Ermoupoli. This rather attractive building in a more German style, or a little neoclassical as well, is a headquarters for Cosmo, the mobile phone provider for Greece. So we have a lot of things that are, and I would imagine that the town hall here is more a hall for all the Cyclades, as well as Ermoupoli and the entire island of Syros. But nice marble square, got a fountain or something here, and again, either re-facaded buildings, older buildings with newer facades. Don't you hate it when people make up words like that? Or just all new construction, and it's just amazing. Syros being outdone by Mykonos probably more than 10 to 1, you would think. A lot of that due to the cruise ships and just general notoriety. Most people have never even heard of Syros. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who would like to keep it that way. If I lived here, I would feel that way. I'd want to keep the tourism down to a level where it paid the bills. So just for point of reference, we have a small clock tower here. And then way above it on the hill, the Resurrection Church, where we were maybe just half an hour ago. So a lot of photo opportunities here, not just in Mykonos Square, but throughout the entire town. An amazing place. So we've headed down from Mykonos Square back to the port. The bus stop. down here. But I told you earlier that I wanted to go have a look at this vintage yacht. So we're headed over to this side. We're going to see what we see. We may also check out and see if we can get a decent deal on a rental car for just a few hours. I'm not here for very long, but I'm encouraged to do more exploring than just downtown. Either way, we're going to see a lot today. You've already seen a tremendous amount, more than I've seen in some places for a very long time being on the ground. So the Hasabi 2, I was right. My eyesight hasn't failed me yet. Gorgeous vintage yacht. They don't make them like that anymore. This one's been refitted a number of times. That funnel is not decorative, but definitely not original to the design of that yacht. Just looking at the surrounding area, and we'll come back to it in a moment. Very lovely. Headed out for round-the-world travel. Georgetown. Caymans, more than likely. The town keeps going around here. I didn't like the look I was getting from some of the people on board the yacht. So, further inspection probably not recommended. Town definitely keeps going. Syros is one surprise after another. Again, back to central point of reference, the Church of the Resurrection. Way up there. Did you think when you started watching this you would see so much of Syros? I didn't. Another yacht just leaving harbor now. And we're continuing around towards the shipyards. A few streets back, we have a church undergoing renovation. There's scaffolding at the top of the dome, at the cupola. Just make it out over top of that building there. Quite an amazing place. As above, lots of little streets with a lot of shopping here in Syros, Ermoupoli. We're about one block, maybe a block and a half off of the port. Sigru Road here is not quite as wide as it is in Athens. Quite a contrast. Cross traffic down to the port and up to the municipal building in the plaza. Jewelry district. And there are many, many streets just like this, tucked away in this little part of town. But this is definitely not a town with a huge draw from the cruise industry, so much as from the Greek tourism and those who come here for short to medium term just to stay and enjoy it. And we can understand why. Well, I guess we're not renting a car today. I had enjoyed a beer and I'm waiting on a little bit of lunch and Gail to get back from shopping. So, just looking out on the harbor and enjoying this beautiful afternoon, particularly with the fan more or less right on me. One of the main reasons I'm not rushing to grab a car for just a couple of hours before having to get back to the ship is I know I'm going to come back to Syros. Maybe my next trip to Greece will be here and a few other islands, just ferry hopping. So we're going to see a lot more of this island in the not too distant future. One last look back at Syros, Ermoupoli, the port town. Really enjoyed our time here. We'd like to stay for a few more days. Unfortunately, tomorrow we head to Piraeus port in Athens and pick up a ferry to Konia in Crete. So it's our last day on the Azamara Onward, and we're sorry to leave the Onward, but we're twice as sorry to leave Ermoupoli and Syros. We'd really like to see a lot more of it. We're sorry we didn't manage to get a car today and do a little bit more exploration, but my feet were a little bit tired. I think it's just the added up effects of everything that I've been doing the last number of days, and we'll get a chance to recharge our batteries. So until we get to Crete, thanks for watching Travel with Chip. Please subscribe, share, appreciate all your support, and next time you'll see us will be somewhere in the neighborhood of Rhythmno on Crete.